Gavin, I think our stable genius in the United States only has one more bullet in his gun that he hasn't talked about, and that is the U.S. dollar. And what do you think they will do in terms of talking the dollar down, given how much of a positive impact that'll have to the manufacturing base in the U.S.? And then as an extension, how do you see that impacting Asia?
Well, we've already seen that. We have like what is now 6-7% appreciation for the renminbi to the US dollar. So, and given that's one of the major trading partners, that's quite significant for trade. I mean, obviously, Trump's very much about jobs growth, domestic growth. So, as you've just mentioned, a weak US dollar policy is very much what they want. That also fits very much with what's going on at the moment, as was just reported, that the largest FX reserves again in China. So while we thought very much the renminbi would be depreciated towards a 7.2 handle this year, it looks like the PBOC is going to take advantage of this situation and basically play into the hands of a weak US dollar by building up their reserves again. And at some point in time, though, they're going to have to move to let the renminbi go to depreciate, because they can't hold that three-side of the impossible trinity for an economy, which is effective domestic monetary policy, capital controls, which those two they're definitely focused on, and having a fixed exchange rate.
So, Gavin, just give us a little more clarity on the outlook for the USD. Do you say that 2018 is going to be another bruising year for the dollar?
Well, bruising for the dollar, yes, but in that respect, I don't think it's a bad thing for the economy, obviously, because as Trump has put forward, his main policy here is to drive things domestically, and that is off the back of export growth. So he needs comparative advantage for US exports, and that's going to come from the US dollar. Given that he's trying to do these things in relation to the trade negotiations, tariffs and so forth, US dollar is very much a big aspect here to try and get comparative advantage as opposed to any other kind of trade negotiation. So while yes, we do think that there's going to be more scope for, say, to the renminbi, definitely, and maybe also to the euro. We don't think it's very much of a bad thing, because it's only going to help build the consumption story. And given 70% of US GDP's consumption, that's a good thing for the economy and the markets.